What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes, and TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Friday, March 17th, 2023. It's Friday morning, a little after 9 o'clock in the morning. Peter and I are heading to a service call in Woodmere. Customer, new client, has a Laars boiler that's not giving him any heat or hot water. Let's go see what's going on. Hopefully we can give him some heat and hot water for the weekend, because the only way he gets heat is by turning the switch on or off. Let's go. All right, here we have it. A Laars mini therm. This is a little baby boiler, natural gas. Pretty interesting how they did the zoning above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the titanium indirect. How those anode rods look? Okay. That's a major no-no. Putting paint cans next to the boiler. No bueno. But the problem here is they have to keep resetting it every day because there's no heat or hot water, and then it works for a while. All right, so I removed the front cover, and we have a couple things I want to point out. We have a transformer. We have the electronic ignition module, and we have a boiler control module, TCM. It's got a setting for heating curve. It tells us a couple other things going on right here. We have a heat call, domestic hot water call, and WWSD. So let's first see if we have a outdoor reset hooked up here. Outdoor sensor, nope. See, we have 1 and 2 is, 1 is DHW, 2 is common, 3 is heat. So that's what this is hooked up to. Outdoor sensor is 3 and 4, and 6 is system. And what does this say? This says power venter fan, refer to Laars, something for installation. So there's no power venter here. We have our vent damper over there. We have boiler circulator for primary loop right here. That's pretty cool. You don't see that too often. There's one of the closely spaced T's. There's the other. It's a nice setup. And it's pretty nice. You don't really see that. And they have this primary loop here because we don't really have that much water mass inside the boiler here. So, but very nice. Let's see what our pressure is. Pressure appears to be sufficient. So the only real thing that could cause a failure of having to power cycle a system, which means one of two things. Without the cover removed, we really can't see any error codes on anything. So we won't be able to see if the Honeywell, the what is it, 8610? Yeah, 8610, if that little flashing light is doing anything. But we could try duplicating it. So think about what would be electromechanical, right? Mm-hmm. That would work if I power reset it. Electronic ignition module, Laars control. Vent damper, listen, unless it's fully open or closed, I don't see that as a problem. Spark ignition, maybe, but that would be back to the box. So let's see if there's a thermostat down here. Let's turn on the heat. All right, it's out of our Argo box. Peter turned on one of the zones of space heating in the home, and that's going to trigger a call for heat to the boiler. Our boiler temperature is around 170 degrees, so I don't know what our set point is on here. I know we have a heating curve here. I don't know what our set point is. Do we have a manual aquastat here is the question. Do we have... First, let's get rid of the paint off the top of the boiler. What's wrong with people? And it's smart. The fire extinguisher is right next to what could blow up. Right? Move the paint out of the way. It should not be here. Interesting. I've actually never worked on one of these before. We put in a Laars mascot for a snowmelt system a few years ago, but not a very popular brand here on the island, at least not in my territory, the area that we service. But We have the call for heat. All right, let's take off this panel and see if we can bypass another zone. All right, now that the zone relay cover is removed, let's jump out a zone. Let's try number 6 right here. We'll take our little jumper and let's jump out another zone. Okay, there's another zone, so now we have zone 2, right? Yep, and zone 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, my priority is not on. So now I have 2 zones actively calling, and we should see a temperature drop on the trilocator gauge. And we're gonna see if we can duplicate an issue here. See if we can duplicate the issue. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do our due diligence. We're here, the system is at temperature, the boiler is not running right now. Let's see if we can duplicate the problem and use our brains and use our education, use our knowledge to see if we can figure out what the problem is and make a proper diagnosis. So stick around, smash that thumbs up button, and let's see what happens. All right, so we also have the indirect cranked up to, I think, 140. It was set to 120. I've been looking around for the Aquastat, and I found it. It's actually right back there. And if you look close enough, it's set, I don't know if you can see it, it's set for 220. Very odd. Very, very odd why it's set so high.
And we're not reading it anywhere near 220.
No, we're not. So our temperature is still not dropping. That makes me question whether or not the trilocator gauge is accurate, you know? So let's see. So it's very important. We really don't want to touch anything. We don't want to mess with anything until we can duplicate the problem. So right now we have 3 zones on, right, out of 6. We should try to get some more zones on. Let's try to raise up some more thermostats because I want that to light up for heat call. And then we can troubleshoot from there. So while Peter is working on raising the thermostats, I'm going to do a little education and I'm going to figure out what this heating curve thing is about on the Laars TCM controller. And the answer is right in front of me. On the opposite side of my cover, we have a wiring schematic, and I love wiring schematics. And you know, for those who don't know how to read this, it takes time. I was also in that boat with you guys. You know, it's not that it's hard reading one of these wire diagrams. This one is pretty easy because it's all component based as opposed to like a ladder or other type of diagram. But there is our that's thermal expansion. Yeah. There's our little heating curve chart, and it's based on the outdoor reset ratio. So the outdoor temperature and boiler target with outdoor temperatures. We have some dip switch settings, configurations here, and the LED power and lighting. So right now, we haven't really dropped much at all. Everything is insulated. I can't even feel the piping. I feel circulators, right? But I can't even feel piping because it's buried. Actually, this does not feel hot. This feels cold, right? This is cold, which makes sense because the boiler circulator is trying to circulate here and it's taking off from here. Are these pointing away or are they? Let's see which way these circulators are pointing. Circulators are pointing up. Okay, there's our circulator. Pumping supply side through there and a return. So this would be hot and it feels hot to the touch there. And here naturally would be cool because the zones are taking the heat. That's also cool, but we're not really dropping in temperature that much, right?
It should kick on already, right? Considering it's
considering the Aquastat is set for 220 and it has not turned on yet. Yeah. I'm leaning towards letting this cool off a little bit more and seeing. I don't want to touch that Aquastat yet.
Yeah.
But I'm contemplating because it's already kind of maxed out already. Right? Yeah, you're at 220 there. Hard to see in there. Let's see if I can zoom in for you again. See that? Yeah, you saw it for a split second. There it is. That says 220. Right there, dead center of the screen. So, I wonder. So Peter just asked a great question. And what temperature would it typically kick on at? Every system is different. You know, typically, if it was set for 180, I would expect to see the boiler fire at no less than 155, maybe 160. It depends. You know, a lot of the newer systems, they have like a built-in differential. You know, for example, like Burnham, you know, that you have the Burnham hydronic control module. You know, it has a built-in differential. You can change it, right? But normally I see, like, I've seen it drop as low as 140, for example. But on this, you know, it's mechanical. So I think it should have kicked on already. You know, and I think for some reason that Aquastat relay is cranked up all the way that high for a reason. I don't know why yet, but we're going to figure it out. All right, so now you're going to see that we're cooler. We're dropping. 140. Still nothing yet. So I think we're going to be able to figure out what's going on here. I got my money on that Aquastat back there right now. Only because it's set so high. Someone was here before in the history of this boiler. It was doing something similar. They were able to crank up the temperature in the Aquastat, and the problem went away. Right? That's what I think. I don't want to touch anything yet. We are almost at 100 and I would say 130. We're dropping still though, but I think we're going to be able to figure this out today for them and resolve the problem, because that's what a good technician does. A good technician is observant of his surroundings. Right? We can just use our eyes and the knowledge that we have in our brains to diagnose what's going on. The only tool we took out so far is a screwdriver to take the cover off. My battery's going low. We may have to finish this on the other iPhone. But smash that thumbs up button, guys, and stick around. We're not done yet. We're just getting started. Make sure you check out the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy YouTube channel. And while you're checking out your other YouTube channels, check out Mikey Pipes Uncensored. You're going to see Frankie's demise. And yes, Frankie, not that I expected him to be at the shop this morning. I didn't expect it. But when I walked in the door of the office, there was his iPad, there was his credit card, there was his iPhone, and there was his key to his brand new his brand new Sprinter, Mercedes Sprinter. Basically brand new. It was like 2 years old. Yeah. All right, so bye-bye, Frankie. All right, now we are at 120 degrees. This boiler should have fired up already, and it has not. So I am going to very carefully try to get under there, right, and turn that dial. So let's see what I can do here. So here we are underneath. I was going to touch a little bit of the wires. I'm going to keep an eye on that module above and see if that green light comes on or for heat call. I want to first see if there's any loose connections. All right, me touching wires should not turn on and off the boiler. Okay, and this is all low voltage. Nothing here is crazy, right? It's all 28 volts, 24 volts. All right, nothing's really churning yet. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and I'm going to try to churn that from 220, raising it up. It's a 240 now. I'm looking at my control board, still nothing there, right? All right, so now we're cranked up to 240 degrees on that dial. You see the dial? See,
Yeah, see the bottom a little
see
bit.
it right, about right there. See it there? No, right there.
Yeah.
See? We're only cranked up and nothing is displayed there. So let's go raise this back down. All right, let's put that to 180 where it belongs. Now, we're going to try to take this plate off right here, and I want to see if I can get behind there. Is there a way? I don't want to disturb the wire. Let's see. Let's move this wire out a little bit. Okay, good. And let's see if I loosen up. I want to jump out the Aquastat relay. Or more. Okay. Oh, fuck. I did not want to do that. Let's see what happens if I push it back in. Okay, still nothing. That's good. We're all on the same page still. That's awesome. Now, let's take this jumper. All right, let's jump out this Aquastat relay. Oh.
Something just clicked.
That was the relay. Okay, good. So let's put one right there. Let's put another one right here. No change. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's check the continuity. Remove one wire. Okay. And make careful where you put that, right? There could be voltage going through there. Not much, but you don't want to blow out the transformer. Right? And there's an inline fuse right there, but I don't feel like replacing any fuses right now. It's Friday. I want to go home. I think Peter wants to go home too. So let's set our meter for continuity. And we're going to touch the two leads together to make sure it goes like that. If it doesn't go like that, maybe you're not on continuity, right? Mm-hmm. Or maybe something's not connected. So let's go there to there. We have continuity there. Okay? We do have a call for continuity across there. So let's put this wire back there. Okay? Okay? Next, we're going to take our jumper cable, right? Mm-hmm. And let's go to the relay. We're going to start here. We're going to look for TT, or that isolated end switch. Right? And there's one right there. Is it on there? Yes. Another one right there. Let's see if that little box lit up.
Yes.
Box lit up?
Heat coil is... Oh, we
Now
just...
went out.
It just went out, yeah.
So,
We
look
had
at
a
that.
little yellow light.
We just diagnosed the failure. The failure is the zone relay shot. All right? We're not getting a signal on TT right there. There's TT. All right, so let's see what happens. Right now, is there a call? No. Let's turn the power off. All those relays, all those electrical, mechanical relays are now open. Turn them back on. And there's your call for, oh, now we have everything lit up. Now you have the heat call. We've diagnosed a defective zone relay. Look at that. Pretty smart.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't a mistake. Maybe that's
The homeowner's on a Zoom call. I need to get permission to change the zone relay. Hold on. Ma'am. Hi.
Caitlin, hang on one second.
That worked. All right, there's the relay. We need to change this out. So, we could do this the easy way or the hard way. Which way should we do it? They both suck, right? Let's get the non-contact tester. The first thing we're going to check is making sure that the switch is not breaking neutral and make sure we don't have any power here. So if we had any power here, this thing would light up. So we're good there. So I am going to disconnect this power here. All this is grouped together. I have enough play here. I'll actually maybe loosen up that screw right there and then pry this whole thing off the wall and then put the new one back on the wall. I'm a very big fan of KISS and not the musical group.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly. Let me show you. Here is the old 6-zone Argo box, the switching relay. I removed the screw there, that one screw there, put the new panel back on the wall. And the only thing I removed, so I don't mess anything up with the zoning, is the power, all right? So I'm hook up power, and I'm gonna do one by one from 1 through 6 and wire this bad boy up. Easy peasy. Look at this, a little before 10:30 in the morning. All right, line voltage is hooked up. I cleaned it up a little bit. Let's just flick power on. Good. Perfect. All right. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Even like the thermostats. And prior. Oh my God. How much did they wedge into that one piece of BX right? Oh. What the hell is going on here? All right. Let's start from the bottom. Now we're here. Start from the bottom. Now the whole thing. All right, I'm going to just start with 6 and work our way across. that was a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But I utilized the knockouts on top, and I did just, I don't know, whatever. Did it look better before? Did it look better now? I don't know. This is still old wiring. I'm not here reinventing the wheel, but I'm here to give them heat. We're gonna make sure we flip the priority switch to down because that's where the old one was. Now I'm gonna do the line voltage and fire up. All right, there she is. SR506 6-zone switching relay. Boiler's running. Wiring, it's all right. What the fuck is this? Oh, sorry. What is this? Smoke carbon monoxide detector? Hold this. Did I just find like did I just find like the lost scrolls or something?
Yeah, the Holy Grail.
Huh?
Blank.
The outdoor reset sensor.
It's just sitting up there.
It's just sitting up there in a piece of paper towel. And that's where it's going to back up to again. I'm not touching that.
Looks like it's been there for years.
It's been there forever. That's funny. You never know what you're going to run into. A long lost treasure, like the outdoor Laars, like the outdoor reset sensor for the Laars boiler. Gotta love it. TGIF, ladies and gentlemen. TGIF. All right, so she's up and running. I used a little label maker and put a little sticker right there. It's a nice little touch. Plus it matches my buddy at Empire. Does great chimney cleaning and sweeps and liners. It's a nice, good guy right there. Mike is the owner. But I got a little sticker there, and I got one little surprise for you. I was gonna put it here, but instead, we're gonna put it here. Back in the days, the oil boiler companies used to put these switch plate labels on, right? The oil boiler switch, right? And for fuel oil and service, that's what you call it, right? And here is District Oil. You got their Brooklyn number, their Queens number, right? And it's a nice little touch, but I have something better. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I got my own. There it is, one-handedly. Bingo. That's right. And I swear I should really patent this. I should patent this idea. Because that is nice. All right, Peter. We have the switch plate. We have the Taco switching relay. And we got the indirect water heater. I think we're good. We're going to remind them that this thing really needs to be serviced and cleaned. Yeah. You know, I moved some of the paint cans away. It really should still not be in this room. This is an atmospheric burning boiler. It's taking air from the area here, including the louvered closet for fresh combustion air. And if there's any leaks on that, it presents a hazard. Also a good idea, you know, to change out the anode rods in this titanium. I know I see it fail. I see these tanks fail in the same exact neighborhood we're in right now. But here we go, Laars Mini Therm, you know, it's like a little baby boiler. New switching relay, all she needs is a good cleaning job, and we're good to go. Bow.